Hey, what's poppin', everybody? Let's get into a recap of yesterday. I'm gonna look like a complete bum right now because we are having a cold front in Mississippi and it is absolutely freezing and our heater is not working. So I'm gonna just have this hood on the whole time because I'm freezing cold. All right, let's get into the recap of yesterday. Our first bad day, I guess you could say, of the last week. We've had a pretty fantastic week this week, and we kind of had our first bad day yesterday. Believe it or not, yesterday, the lock of the day was Jalen Green under 21.5 points. That's our first miss on an under this year. We were like 9-0 on unders this year. That was the first under we've missed this season. Ended up having a massive night, did Jalen Green. He played the entire first quarter, and I think he scored 10 in the first quarter, and then just didn't let off the gas for the rest of the night. Had a pretty good shooting night, and that game stayed a lot closer than it should have. The Pelicans pulled away at half, and then Jalen Green kind of pulled them back into that game by himself. So Jalen Green, my first bad take of the year, he ended up having a massive night. Did Jalen Green. CJ McCollum clutches up, so we didn't get a reverse sweep. He did get those 7 assists for us for CJ McCollum. So he went green yesterday, and then Jimmy Butler fell victim to a blowout a little bit. It was more so the fact that a lot of guys around Jimmy had a really good game. 4 players, including 1 bench player, had over 20 points. Bam had 24, Max Strus had 31, Jimmy had 20, and then off the bench, Gabe Vincent had 20. So a bunch of guys put up some really big numbers that don't normally put up that big of numbers, right? Like a 31-point night from Max Strus is going to cut into Jimmy Butler's points a little bit. And then Jimmy also just did everything well. He had 27 and 7, I believe. So passed the ball well, rebounded well, and then he got his 20. But fell victim to a blowout there. I thought with LaMelo Ball playing in that game, it would stay closer. And it did for the majority of the game. But thanks to all those Max Strus threes, I think he hit 8 threes. It kind of just pulled that game away. So did have a 1 and 2 day yesterday. So our first negative day of the week and actually quite some time. So we've got 3 plays for you today, so let's get into it and let's go ahead and bounce back, man. Real quick, if you guys are new to Underdog Fantasy, in the link down in the description below, I have a link that takes you straight to the App Store where you can download Underdog Fantasy because you're going to want to hop in on the action this year. They have added a whole bunch of new features to Underdog Fantasy this year, starting with the brand new insurance feature, okay? This insurance feature is a new thing that has been super requested for the fans and the customers of Underdog Fantasy. Essentially, all you do is you click insurance right here. And if you can see right there, all you have to do is hit 4 of these picks to win, but the value does drop down. So if you turn off the insurance, you do a $10 bet, you obviously get $200. And if you turn on the insurance feature, it drops down a multiplier down to 10. But if you miss one of these picks, say, Jameis Winston gets hurt or something, he doesn't end up throwing 2 touchdown passes. But everybody else hits, like Lamar, Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry, and Justin Jefferson. All these guys hit. You still hit the slip. You just get it for $100. Just goes down a multiplier, which is a huge feature a lot of people have been asking for, so they received it. Also, they have added second half lines now to games. Obviously, it is on. There is nothing up because there's no NFL second half games, but they have added NFL second half. So just like for the Thursday night game, I'll throw up that clip right here. Thursday night, they dropped all the second half lines for that Thursday night game between the Bills and the Rams. They've added a bunch of new features this year. They're trying to improve to get the app better for you guys. Also, when you sign up, if you use code TAKEMYSHOT, you'll get $100 match, up to $100 match and 100% deposit match on your first time deposit. So if you do that, you can deposit $50, you get an extra $50, $20, you get an extra $20. Whole lot of stuff coming with Underdog Fantasy this year. Make sure you sign up with code TAKEMYSHOT. Now let's get to today's picks. All right, today's lock of the day, man. I don't know why everybody in the world's been dancing around this. I don't think I've seen a single person on the platform play him all year, which is absolutely crazy. If you guys have, tell me, because I haven't seen one person play this year. So we're gonna take the lock of the day today. It's gonna be Steph Curry over 30.5 points. I don't know why no one's playing him. I don't know. It's maybe because we're all trying to look for diversity in plays or something. But I'm not gonna mess around with them. Taking Steph Curry today over 30.5 points. He's taken on the Sacramento Kings twice this season. He scored 33 and 47 in both of those games. He absolutely crushed his line. And in the entire season, he has gone over this 30.5 line 9 out of 11 games. He's averaging 33 points per game on the year, and his line sits at 31. It's kind of absurd. On the year, he's taking on Sacramento Kings, my bad. The Sacramento Kings rank 11th in points that they give up to point guards, but it's pretty hard to just say, they don't give up a lot of points to point guards, so we're not going to take Stephen Curry. There's no number or defense that you can create for Stephen Curry. Obviously, he's going to just get his. The only guy that we can kind of compare that the Kings have played to the level of Stephen Curry that he's playing at right now, Donovan Mitchell is playing at a pretty elite level like Stephen Curry is. Donovan Mitchell has 38 on them. All of these games have as well managed to stay close between the Kings and the Warriors. An inter-division, inter-conference rivalry between the Kings and Sacramento, or between the Kings and the Warriors here. So expect, if this game does continue to stay close as it has in the past, expect another gigantic night from Stephen Curry again. He's coming off back-to-back 40-point games. Looking for Steph Curry to have another big night tonight. Give me Steph Curry's lock of the day today over 30.5 points. We will then stay in Golden State there for that second play of the day. We're gonna take Domantas Sabonis again. This line is free cheese, man. It's free cheddar versus the Golden State Warriors. Domantas Sabonis, he's as well played them twice this year, and they've raised his line all the way up to 35.5. And he has hit this over in both games this season. He had 37 in the first matchup and 39 in the last matchup. When you're talking about how the Warriors fared defensively versus centers, they allow the second most points, the 8th most rebounds, and the 5th most assists. Domantas Sabonis, we've all talked about in the past, is a massive stat pattern. He just gets, he's going to get his 15 to 20. He's going to get over 10 boards. He's going to get 6 to 8 assist range. He's averaging 33 points, rebounds, and assists on the season. So they've got him a 3 PRA over his average. That's how much they're thinking he's going to have a big game tonight. But he's on a pretty good stretch right now. He's on his last 5 games, he's gone 4 for 5. And he's averaging 38 PRA in those last 5 games. He had 42, 42, 39, 32, and 37. And with the Warriors included in that little 5-game stretch there. Having a great little stretch is Domantas Sabonis. He's crushing it. He's rebounding well, scoring the basketball well, and he's also passing the ball well, which is exactly what we needed to do tonight versus the Warriors. And it's a perfect matchup for him. So give me Domantas Sabonis over 35.5 PRA today. All right, guys. And my last play for today, I'm not going to lie, I've got 2 that I'm absolutely loving. So I'm kind of a little bit undecided on who I wanted to make on the 3 pick, or if I might end up doing a 4 slip for today. So one of the plays is going to be Nicholas Claxton today versus the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, his rebound line sits at 9.5. The Los Angeles Lakers give up the most rebounds in the entire NBA to centers. 9 out of 12 have gone over the 9.5 line, so they've hit double digits. They're averaging 11.58, so averaging 12 rebounds per game, okay? Nicholas Claxton on the year is averaging 9.4. He's only gone over this, or he's only hit that double-digit line 5 out of 13 games. 5 of those games, he had 4 fouls, so he got into some serious foul trouble. And then 4 of those games, he had 9 boards, so he fell just 1 rebound short. So I'm a little bit undecided on Nicholas Claxton. It's the right play to do, but he's kind of getting into foul trouble a lot, and it's kind of crushing his lines. Then the other play that I'm really wanting to play is going to be Zach LaVine over 22.5 points. Last year versus the Denver Nuggets, 32 points, 36 points, had massive games. This game, if I'm not mistaken, sits with the highest total of the day, which is sitting at 232. Oh, wow, that Thunder Knicks game is going crazy. 232, I believe, is the total for this game, which is in that 230. Oh, the Warriors-Kings game sits at 237. That's the highest total. So the second highest total of the day between this Nuggets and Bulls game. The Nuggets give up the 6th most points per game to shooting guards. Zach LaVine has gone over this total 5 out of 9 games and 2 straight. The big thing with Zach LaVine, when I was looking at his stats here, is games where he takes over 17 shots, he's hitting his line. He had one game where he had 19, or he attempted 19 shots but only hit 20. The only thing I'm finding a little bit odd is that the Nuggets do allow the 6th most points per game to shooting guards, okay? But when they put out that stat, that's for shooting guards in general. That's not just for starting shooting guards. So starting shooting guards are only averaging 15 points and have only gone over that 22.5 line 2 out of 11 games. So that has me just a little bit nervous. Not because I don't think Zach LaVine can hit it, but because I think the stat is a little bit skewed when you're talking about Zach LaVine. The Nuggets haven't played any elite scoring shooting guards to this point in the season. They took on Anthony Simons, who had 29. Then they took on, I guess you could say, Buddy Hield at times can be an elite scorer. He had 17. Jaylen Brown had 25. Klay Thompson had 16. Jordan Clarkson had just 10. So a couple of guys that they have taken on that are pretty good scorers, like Anthony Simons, Jaylen Brown, they had pretty good nights. But I'm a little bit undecided between both. I think I might end up playing both Nicholas Claxton and Zach LaVine. But I think I am leaning a little bit more towards Zach LaVine for our last play of the day. All right, which means our perfect 4 slip. I'm going to go ahead and do a $10 4 slip. Here we go. Four slip is going to be the lock of the day, which is Steph Curry over 30.5 points. Then give us Domantas Sabonis over 35.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Zach LaVine over 22.5 points, and Nicholas Claxton over 9.5. If you guys end up wanting to do a 3-slip instead, I think the LaVine play is a little bit slightly better of a play. But I'm gonna end up doing all 4. Never really done it like that before. Never really done a 4-slip, but we're gonna go ahead and rock with it. So perfect 4-slip for us.